So, Miss Eliza, I have so many questions for you. So many questions.
Okay,
So,
hit me.
hit you. Why the title? Never, rarely, sometimes, always.
Sometimes the title just like appears. I was talking a lot with a social worker from Planned Parenthood in the research process, and just asking her questions about what would your concerns be with a minor who had traveled from out of state. What would you want to know? What would you want to look out for? How would you interact with them? And they started talking to me about how, a key part of a counseling session is something that's called intimate partner violence. It's all about consent and trying to get a better sense of the types of sexual relationships that, a person who comes to the clinic is having. And instead of asking yes or no questions, because that doesn't really, they found that yes or no wasn't effective, they started using the Likert test, which is never, rarely, sometimes, always. And they found that in giving more answers, it was a way to open up a conversation.
I love the title because most people are not going to know what it's about until they walk into that theater. So I love it for that reason.
Yeah.
I love it for
Yeah,
that
it's a little
reason.
bit of a mystery. People don't remember it, but then after they've seen the movie, they can't forget it.
Oh no, I remembered it. I've been talking about this movie since I saw it at Sundance. I was on Fox LA talking about it here in LA. I reviewed it.
Amazing.
Girl, I've been talking about it
Thank
everywhere
you.
because it's important. I think it's an important subject and not any more important than what happened yesterday. So yesterday in the news, they were talking about
Yeah.
how, this is the Trump administration's first time at dealing with abortion during his tenure, which is going into its fourth year now,
Yeah.
based
Yeah.
around this Louisiana case. And the thing that's
Yeah.
interesting about it is that we have somebody on the Supreme Court, one of the judges, Brett Kavanaugh, who I don't think he cares anything about women's rights in one regard or another. So I was just wondering,
No.
you know what I mean? So I was just wondering, knowing that this hit the news yesterday, how do you think that case and the impending outcome of it is going to affect the film?
Well, I think if the conservative part of the Supreme Court is successful, that it will greenlight state with anti-abortion legislator to pass similar laws that close down clinics and potentially making the procedure totally inaccessible. So, in effect, there will be more women traveling like the character in my film.
Yeah, I'm from Missouri. And so Missouri was one of the first states to
Mm-hmm.
shut it down. And I'm so embarrassed by that
Mm-hmm.
because when I was a
Mm-hmm.
kid, organizations like Planned Parenthood were vital. Like I remember my mom taking me to Planned Parenthood when I became of that
Mm-hmm.
age. I'm so excited. I just can't thank you enough for this film. I really can't. I know that Lynn Ramsey is a huge filmmaking influence for you, but who else has influenced your
Yeah.
filmmaking up until this point?
For this movie, I went back and I watched a lot of Romanian New Wave filmmakers like Christian Mungiu. I went back and I watched some Ken Loach movies like Lady Bird, Lady Bird. There's a movie called Dream Life of Angels that I love that I thought so much about. That's by a filmmaker named Eric Zonka.
I knew you were a deep sister because nobody can make this type of film and have it come off and resonate with audiences the way that I know it's going to without having some deep influences like that. So thank you so much for sharing that. I also know from looking at your work that you have a track record, so to speak, of dealing with the stories of blue collar teens. What is it about that particular teenage group that draws you into wanting to convey their stories on screen?
I think that especially in the first two films, it's a little less clear, like, what their socioeconomic status is. And in Beach Rats, the main kid is slumming it a little bit, with his friends. I wouldn't necessarily classify them all as explorations of the collar world. I think that Never Rarely is most an exploration of that world because it deals with very specific barriers that a person of a certain class in a certain place deals with.
There's a scene in the film where they're at Port Authority. The guy that appears to be the really nice guy that looks like he really wants to help, and what he really wanted is what most guys want in a situation like that. That moment where they're making out up against that pole and her friend is standing on the other side and all they do is just touch pinky fingers. That moment is so powerful. Was that scripted? Was that something that they came up with in the process of them just acting through the moment? Did you direct them to do that?
It's scripted, and that, shot is it's punctuated by slow motion on screen and a tight close-up of their pinkies. Yeah, I was really thinking about how in this moment they're silently promising to each other that neither will ever tell anyone about what they did in New York.
It was very powerful. Of everything in the film, that was one of the most powerful moments for me, that one moment, because it says so much with saying so little. When people see never, rarely, sometimes, always, what do you think the challenges? So there's going to be some challenges moving forward with the laws when it comes to unwanted pregnancies due to rape, incest, or economic means. So after people see never, rarely, sometimes, always, how do you think the viewing public will see those challenges moving forward after they see the film?
I hope that they obviously have more and a deeper perspective on how important having access to safe reproductive care is. And I hope that they know that they're not alone and that there are other organizations that can help cover travel funds if needed, that there are ways to subsidize costs should that be an issue.
I just want to say that it has been my utmost pleasure to speak to you. I'm a huge proponent and advocate of women's rights. I'm a huge proponent and advocate of your film. I will continue to be an advocate for it, and hopefully we will take this bad boy to Oscars 2021.
Thank you.
Congratulations on everything, Eliza. I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.